The Arizona Wildcats return to the hardwood Sunday to take on the UMBC Retrievers at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time in McKale Center in their second game of the season. Number 3 Arizona, 1-0, took down now 101-67 on Friday in its season opener, thanks to a career-best 32-point performance by Allonzo Trier and double-doubles by Deandre, Ayton and Dusan Ristic. UMBC is 0-1, but had an admirable performance at SMU in its season opener. The Retrievers fell 78-67, but led by 7 at halftime. UMBC went 21-13 last year and returns 4 starters, including Jairus Lyles. Lyles is America East's leading returning scorer at 19.0 points per game. The 6'3" guard scored 24 points on 15 shots against SMU. The Retrievers also have Arkel Lamar, who made the conference's all-rookie team last year. The 6'5" forward had 23 points and 12 rebounds at SMU, his first career double-double. Meanwhile, senior guard KJ Mora, who starts alongside Lyles, was on the America East's all-defensive team last year. We know it's going to be a tough test, and like we've done this year, I'm hoping that we can learn from Friday and progress, UA head coach Sean Miller said. Here are some things to watch for the returners. The Wildcats only had 8 scholarship players available Friday, but basically 7 since Talbot Denny hasn't proven he can play major minutes yet after his ACL injury, but they will be adding at least 2 players to the mix Sunday in Dylan Smith and Keanu Pinder. The 6'5" Smith was suspended for the season opener for violating team rules, while Pinder was suspended for violating NCAA rules. Related. Keanu Pinder, Mark Phelps suspensions due to plane ticket purchase, per report. Smith's reinstatement is particularly interesting because the UNC Asheville transfer has yet to debut at Arizona. Miller said before the season that Smith is one of Arizona's top 7 players and mentioned Friday that he has turned a corner and has progressed in a quiet way since arriving at the UA. Aside from just depth, Smith should provide shooting and length and is yet another player who can distribute. He's one of our team's best passers, Miller said. Smith, who led UNC Asheville in scoring in his lone season with the team, will likely back up Trier at the 2 and Emmanuel Cott at the 3. Pinder will give Arizona an additional front-court player and help UA on defense in the glass. Arizona might get Brandon Randolph back Sunday too. The freshman missed Friday's game due to a concussion, but Miller said he was cleared for Saturday's full-contact practice. If he can play, we have to be careful both in terms of how ready he is and what's best for our team, Miller said. Like Smith, Randolph would provide a diverse skill set on the wing and, of course, even more depth. That only helps. Arizona only had 4 perimeter players available against now. The defense with depth. Speaking of depth, Arizona's defense should benefit greatly from having a deeper rotation. The Wildcats struggled to defend now in the first half Friday, allowing the Lumberjacks to shoot 48% from the field. Miller thought his short-handed team was tentative both in the paint and on the perimeter, which makes sense all things considered. We only had 7 guys, Ristic said. We couldn't get any easy fouls. Fatigue was a factor too, Miller thought. I don't care who you are, you go out there for long periods of time and don't get a sub. It's hard to maintain the intensity that we wanted to have, and I think that was part of the problem tonight, Miller said. There were other problems. Miller noted that Ayton wasn't stopping the ball on ball screens, and Ristic and Ayton weren't doing a great job altering shots at the rim, but most of Arizona's problems can probably be solved through practice and simply having more bodies available. UMBC was respectable on offense last year by any standard, finishing 108th in adjusted offensive efficiency, so Sunday's game should be a good test. UMBC finished 25th in the nation at 81.1 points per game, 18th in total threes made, 330, 22nd in three-point percentage, 39.3, and 19th in threes made per game, 9.7, last season. Akot's answer. After Emmanuel Akot had a subpar performance in the Red-Blue game in October, he tweeted that he was going to be on his Lonzo ball the next time he took the floor. "Bad game but go off the next," he explained. Akot ended up being right, as he had two excellent showings during the exhibition season after scuffling in the Red-Blue game. However, Akot didn't quite perform as well in the season opener, posting 7 points, 3 to 7 FG, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists in 27 minutes. In the first half he had just 2 points and 2 assists. "He was very tentative in the first half," Miller said. "Not sure why, but you forget that this was his first college game. Sometimes you just have to get out there a few times before you get comfortable." Akot improved in the second half, and perhaps he can carry that into Sunday's game, when he will likely make his second career start.